Okay, yeah, I have a SAG card, so, what are you gonna do? And it's so sensitive. Oh my God, I did a show the other night in LA, and I had a joke that just, killed. And so I went, pew, pew, and the woman sitting right here in the front jumps up. I am offended. That's a microaggression. I looked at her and I go, well, you're not gonna like my macroaggression. She goes, well, I never should have. She goes, well, I never. I go, well, maybe you should. She goes, well, that's sarcasm. That won't get you anywhere.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, I wrote a book on sarcasm and it made the bestseller list. Really? No, I was being sarcastic. Now sit down. I'm having an incredible week. I tell you, I didn't believe in miracles, but between prayer and just honestly keep trying. After decades of trying, my wife and I are expecting our first child. Yeah, thank you. To move out of the house. Just before I left to come here, my 2-year-old granddaughter FaceTimed me. She was so excited. She was like, Papa, I made it through the night without wetting the bed. And I was thinking, wow, what a coincidence. And my 6-year-old grandson was over the house the other day, and he was telling me about what he's doing in school. I said, what do you learn about? And he goes, well, we're studying Abraham Lincoln. I said, oh, I love Lincoln. He goes, oh, did you go to school with him, Papa? Oh my gosh. So tell me about it. Well, he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. That was to abolish slavery. And I go, cool. I want to know if he knew the term abolitionist. So I said, what do you call people that wanted to abolish slavery? He goes, slaves. They don't put that in the book. They talk about white people go, yeah, we abolished it, we're happy. So yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense. So y'all drinking, I don't drink, I don't mind that other people drink, but I developed an aversion to alcohol at a very young age. I spent like 8 or 9 months totally consumed in vodka, and then thank God my mother gave birth to me. My mom called me the other day, freaked out. Somebody hacked her Amazon account. And she goes, how could that happen? I said, well, Mom, somebody has your password. Well, that's not possible. I don't know my password. Then she starts telling me about her newest boyfriend. Every time I talk to my mom, who's in her 90s, she's always got a new man in her life. I'm like, Mom, where do you meet all these guys? Well, there's a website for people my age. It's called carbondating.com. And for those of you who didn't get that joke, let me just tell you this. My son gets that joke, and he's an idiot. And he uses, like his whole generation, he uses words incorrectly all the time. He goes like, we were having lunch, he goes, oh, I'm so hungry, I could literally eat like 10 sandwiches. And I go, I'm your dad. Literally means really. You really can't eat 10 sandwiches. He goes, Dad, you're literally being an ass. He used it right, I was so proud. So I have kids, my brother has kids, our sister couldn't have kids. She has this affliction that prevents her from having intercourse. The medical term for it is, she's a bitch. She is cruel, mean, bully. She's just a horrible person. In high school, she was voted most likely to have a house fall on her. Her favorite Disney character was Cruella de Vil. And she laughs when she says to people, they go, were you and your brother close? Yeah, we were close. She always had me in a damn headlock our whole childhood. Pulling wedgies and everything. When I was little, I had a little stuffed animal, it was a horse. and I named him Winnie. And I took Winnie everywhere I went. I took him everywhere. Had a little leash and everything. And one day, Cruella took Winnie, hit him, and told me Winnie ran away because he didn't like me anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Halloween, my sister saw the movie The Godfather, and then every Halloween, I had to give her 10% of my candy. I go, why? She goes, for protection. One year I didn't give her the candy, and I woke up the next morning with Winnie's head on my pillow. We just put her in hospice. There's nothing wrong with her, but we're hopeful. This summer, I had the greatest experience of my life, better than having kids, better than having to move out. I went to Africa, but I loved it. It was incredible. The only problem was it's a 22-hour flight. 22 hours. My ass hasn't hurt that much since I was in prison. And people go, you're gonna love the birds. They're really colorful. I go, birds? I want to see lions and giraffes and stuff. The birds are amazing though. When I got there, and the Swahili named the birds for the calls that they make, the sounds that they make. They've got the ooh-ah bird, which lays square eggs, so it's always like, ooh, ah. The oh-no bird, it's a bird about this big with a penis about this big. It's coming in for a landing. It's like, oh no! My wife says those are stupid jokes, but the grandkids love them, so I keep telling them. We were hiking. You get really close, like from here to the back of the room to this room, to like lions and giraffes and zebras. We were hiking through the jungle, and we came across a family of gorillas. And you don't want to get close to them. And so we were just standing there in awe, looking at this family. And this one baby gorilla comes running over to me and like had a grin on his face, and it was like, and he touched my hand, and then he scooted off. And it was very emotional. I cried. And the only other time I was on a vacation I cried like that was my honeymoon. So Tom said my name's Joel. It's Joel Brill. It's Joel. Joel is not a difficult name, except when I go to Starbucks. Then it's like, I'll have a cappuccino. What's your name? Joel. George? No. Joel. Joe? No. Joel. That's Joe with an L. Oh, Joel. Just put Bob. 5 minutes later, cappuccino for Put Bob? Unbelievable. I recently lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. It was somebody, I said this at a show the other night, some smart ass in the audience goes, oh, did you get a divorce? I was like, no, that'd have been 200 pounds. I can say these things about my wife because she's not here. So somebody goes, well, is this the lightest you've ever weighed? No, a while back I weighed like 6 pounds and 7 ounces. But I joined a gym, and the gym really sucked. The guy that ran the gym was a jerk. I was on the exercise bike one day for an hour and a half. And the gym manager comes over and with a real snarky attitude goes, sir, if you're not gonna pedal. I'm like, dude, I'm coasting here. And he reached over and took one of my donuts. Told you he was a jerk. But I don't go to the gym anymore. I get my exercise like most people my age, walking around parking lots looking for my damn car. Where do I park that thing? I'm a proud heterosexual. I have no problems admitting that. And I have no problems with whatever anybody is. I don't care. So when a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to perform at his gay comedy club, I was like, yeah, sure. Wait, What do you mean by perform? I am not falling for that one. Not again. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, question sexuality. The gay comics that we're all in the green room waiting for our turn to go up, and they're all like goading me, you know, all this stuff, trying to hassle me about my sexuality. They go, "What, same-sex marriage? That's wonderful, isn't it? Don't you think so?" And you know what? I just had to shut them up, and I go, "No, I don't think so. My wife and I have had the same sex for 47 years." My wife recently said, you know, was complaining our love life was getting too mechanical. And I said, "You're the one who wanted me to wear a tool belt." Dealing with challenges of getting older. You young people, the ones in the back is out there, you ever notice how people my age get confused when you talk to us? Yeah, that's because you've changed the meaning of words we've used our whole lives. It's hard. No, really, I mean, like, to me, a hacker, that's somebody with bronchitis. Something goes viral, you need to see a doctor. Friends with benefits, just a friend with Social Security and Medicare. And in my day, blowing a tranny, maybe you had car problems. My body's rebelling. Some of you folks with gray hair may be able to relate. Yeah, my body's rebelling. I got aches and pains and stiffness. I'm stiff on every single part of my body. And if my wife was here, she would go, "Well, not every part." Full disclosure, it's bigger than that. "Well, not a lot." I'm not hypochondriac, but I'm worried this stiffness might be early onset rigor mortis. And now I have a pacemaker, so like when I fly, I can't go through the X-ray screening machines at the airport. I have to get patted down by TSA. By patted down, I mean groped. This last trip, this guy violated me. I got in his face. I said, "Dude, can you show my wife how you do that?" And you can move your head. So my wife and I were watching Law and Order the other day, and they arrested a guy, and they were saying that thing they were saying, right? You have the right to remain silent, or what you call it. Oh yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you. And I looked, and I was trying to think of the name of it. No, not Miranda rights. Oh yeah, it was my wife's wedding vows. When the guy looked at me and he goes, "Do you promise to obey and cherish?" And my wife goes, "He does, keep moving." So my wife, who I lovingly referred to as my little dream killer, wanted me to see a therapist. She goes, "You're always acting angry." I said, "Who's acting?" So I'm seeing a therapist. She's frustrated with me. She's like, "Okay, this isn't working. Let's try something different. Let's play a fantasy game. If you could do it over, would you marry your wife again?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, what if that meant you wouldn't have the same kids you have today?" And I was like, "Oh, this game just keeps getting better and better." My friend Murray has Parkinson's disease. And before you all start puckering your sphincters that I'm going to talk about a serious ailment, you need to know Murray approves what I'm about to tell you because it's true. He's doing really well. Other than that, he's got the hand tremors. And he's my best friend. We're very close. But since the Parkinson's, I'm not that comfortable being close to Murray all the time. Like when he's trying to open a beer, or standing at a urinal with a beer. It's like, dude, put those things away. I little grandkids play soccer together. We're at a game one day. I'm standing there with Murray, and I'm looking around. I'm like, dude, your hand's really freaking little kids out. Can you do something about it? Murray put his hands in his pocket. Murray's court date is next Tuesday. All right, you ready for the next comic? You all know him. I can't read my handwriting. He used to do the radio show. He runs this show. I can't read my damn writing. Give it up for Tom.
Thank you. That was a perfect intro. Give you one for showing through. Right here, you guys. That was perfect. Good time of year. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait to have Andres up here. We're gonna have some really good time.